first things that most of us think about a car that's modified for racing are the engine and the suspension. In this video, we're going to look at the suspension and its setup. Much of what we've been doing has been guided by the acknowledged expert of A35, A40 racing, Ray Davis. Ray also stocks and sells many of the parts, which he's developed and used himself. For a start, we're lowering the whole car and putting much stiffer springs at the front. Opinion in spring rates seems to vary, and we're starting off with £600 at the front, although we also have a pair of £700 that we'll try during initial testing. To make handling more precise, we've replaced all the rubber bushes in the suspension with polyurethane or nylotron. To control roll, we fitted a 1-inch MGB bar, an item we hold in stock. The bar is attached to the lower spring pan at each end by vertical links, made up from a pair of rod ends. We made the chassis mountings out of aluminium bar on the mill in our workshop. We will need extra negative camber on the front for racing, so we've used Ray Davis's special top trunnions, and to help support the greater braking forces, we've added the extra top wishbone link, another of Ray's mods. At the back, we can set the spring rates by building up leaves of varying thicknesses, specially supplied to us by GB Springs. We'll initially try a standard rate setup, and if we need to stiffen it up, then we can change some of the leaves for thicker alternatives. Testing will tell. The springs have been manufactured with less camber, that is curve, so that the car rides quite a bit lower. The rear ride height can be fine-tuned by using varying thickness lowering blocks made in-house on the mill. A standard leaf spring setup suffers from a certain amount of side-to-side movement on the axle. To control this, we've fitted one of Ray Davis's A-frames. It will also prevent the axle from winding up under power, which again is a tendency with leaf springs, which is often corrected by the use of anti-tramp bars. The A-frame also has the effect of lowering the real roll centre. The regulations say that we have to use lever arm shock absorbers at both front and back. That is the same as the Mark 1 A40. As ours is a Mark 2, which was produced with telescopic rear shocks, we have had to make the rear mountings for the older type. Initially, we were going to use standard units with uprated valves, but soon found that these didn't allow us to readily change shock rates for different tracks or weather conditions. The answer came from America, where Worldwide Auto Parts remanufacture MG midget shocks, which are the same unit, to a high standard and add a remote valve to control their stiffness. It is always important for the driver to have a precise feel through the steering of a race car. The steering gear that our A40 came with proved less than satisfactory, but fortunately we were able to locate and fit a less worn second-hand unit. We'll look into restoring our old gear in the coming months. When we started the project, the regulations stated we had to run on historic Dunlop L race tyres, fitted to Weller steel wheels specially made for this race series. In the next video, we'll turn to the all-important race engine,